Hello, preppers, firearm enthusiasts, 2A supporters, and all that other good thing. It is Thursday, another great Thursday. And if it's Thursday, it must be tips from the range. A lot of you have been asking for me to go back to some stories from the range, so I have a few. I have quite a few, more than is going to be in this video. We'll save some more for another month from now, unless something really weird happens at the range. So, without further ado, let's get into some of them. Last mag. If you've ever gone to a range, you get a call by the RSO that it's the end of the night. It's time for last mag, and what I normally do, we close at 7. About 6:45, I say 5 minutes till last mag. Everybody pretty much starts cleaning up, because they don't want to fire their firearms and get the barrels too hot and then have to put them back in the bag so they can leave before we close. But one night we were sitting there, or I was sitting there, I had a few shooters left, and I called last mag, and I noticed a guy reach into his bag and pull out a 50-round magazine for his AR. And I looked right at him. I go, no. Last mag, but a normal mag. I'm not going to be here till 7:15, which is nice because you can't rapid fire. I'm sure he wanted to rapid fire and get out of there on time. Another thing I hear a lot in the range, and heard last night, as a matter of fact, my sights are off. Well, there's always a possibility that your sights could be off. You can really tell when you look at the top of your pistol, and it mostly happens with pistols or a revolver, handguns, basically. And I tried to explain to people, if your sights are off and this is your target, all your holes are right here. Okay, they're not here, 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 and here. That has nothing to do with your sights. It has everything to do with the way you're sighting. And you try to explain people that, and then the best thing to do is, and it always happens with the guy that knows everything. Girls, again, you're left out. Ladies, you're great at the range. You take your time. You ask questions. You're not crazy. You're not trying to shoot two firearms at the same time, which you can't do, not in the range. But it's normally the guys. They complain and they complain, and they'll call me over and say, "Hey, my sights aren't working. They're off." And I say, "Go ahead and put the firearm down on the shelf, on the table, and let me take a look." And I pick it up. I drop the magazine, clear the chamber, take a look at it. Then I ask them, "Do you mind if I shoot it?" And they always say, "No, go ahead, go ahead." Well, needless to say, you know where the story's going, and I clear the firearm, put it back down on the tray in front of me, and I go, "Your sights are fine." And I walk away, and normally if they're with other guys, the ribbing that they get doesn't stop. It's just, for the rest of the time they're there, and normally they don't look at me after that, because it wasn't their sights, it was their sighting, as I said before. There was a couple people came in, and they had bought a couple new firearms for concealed carry. And we all know, at least in the state of Illinois here, there's rules on how far a person can be, and that you can legally return fire or shoot if they're coming at you with a knife or a club or whatever. And that's even iffy with the club, I mean. But you do need to defend yourself depending on the size of the person. But there's a lot of legal ramifications. Well, these guys came in, they bought a really nice 365. One had a 365, the other one had a Hellcat, which I absolutely love. I love the Hellcat, probably because I own one. But they decided to put their target at 25 yards and start shooting, and lo and behold, they weren't even hitting the target, and they couldn't understand why. And I told them, I says, bring the target in, bring it into 5 yards, shoot it at 5 yards. And they go, well, what do you mean 5 yards? I said, well, you first of all, you can't engage at 25 yards. What do you mean? Well, unless they're actively shooting at you, you can't shoot them. You can evade, you can get in your car, you can leave. The courts are going to find you guilty, you know. Oh, well, that's ridiculous. I says, well, you took the concealed carry course, right? Well, yeah. Well, it was in that course. Oh, well, it's in your paperwork, too. Take a look at it. Take a look at the law. Oh, okay. And they start shooting at 5 yards, and they can't hit the broadside of a barn. They're still missing the target, and which is a whole nother story for another day, or maybe later in this video. And I explained to them again, you know, how to hold the firearm, how to sight, how to aim, how to breathe, you know, and they start doing okay, you know, and they bring it in. So, you know, they're from here, they're down to probably, you know, a bullet, you know, area of about yay big, which isn't bad, you know, but it's 5 yards. And like I tell everybody, if you're not proficient at 5, you're not going to be proficient at 7. You're not going to be proficient at 10, you know. And besides, I told them, I said, you know, most engagement with your firearm for concealed carry purposes are anywhere from, most of them are 5 feet to on top of you, you know. That's where most engagement is. Look at the videos. Take a look at some of the videos on YouTube, or check the news out, you know, where, you know, the assailant's right there. You don't even know it's an assailant until he's on top of you, you know. So with a small pistol that's used for concealed carry, you've got a shorter barrel, so you've got to decrease the area that you're shooting unless you're really good. You know, it's always fun to send the target all the way down and have fun with your buddies. Hey, can you hit the X? Can you hit the, you know, whatever at, you know, 25 yards? And that's kind of fun, but that's not the training you want to do. And it's what I try to explain people. Something else that people don't realize, and we had a couple ladies in, and they had gotten a new Daniel Defense pistol, and really nice. I love Daniel Defense. And they were shorter, and they were shooting at a range. Their target was really up close, and I said to them, I said, I need for you to send the target down further because I don't want you to hit the rail system or the ceiling. Oh, okay. All right. So they sent it down, and they were shooting just fine. They had a real nice red dot on it. They had a real nice setup. I know one of the girls. She is a Chicago police officer, and she's a really good shot. And she didn't put 2 and 2 together. And she said to me later, she goes, I didn't even think about that. I said, yeah, you really need to know what's beyond your target. Well, as I'm talking to them, there's a couple guys next to us, and one shorter, actually shorter than me, which is pretty short because I'm short. And they had the target up real close, and I just kind of leaned over. I says, hey guys, you want to send your target out further because of the angle. You need to be aware of what's beyond your target when you shoot. And they were like, yeah, we know. I go, no, seriously, send your target out further, because if you shoot the line out or down, I'm kicking you out. You're out of here, because I've warned you. I've told you what's going on. Yeah. We know what's going on. And the girls just kind of take a look at me and shake their heads, and we talk a little bit more about different stuff and the Daniel that they bought, and which red dot they chose. And I hear a shot, and I hear ching, and I look over, and lo and behold, the line's down. And I look into the booth because we've got glass, you know, bulletproof glass in between the range, and I just look over there. And the guy looks at me, and he just starts packing up his firearm, and he leaves. So, and I said to his buddy, I said, you can stay. I don't care. He goes, no, he was driving, so I got to go home. I go, who paid? And he goes, I did. I go, I'd get your money back if I were you. So, you know, you have to know what's beyond your target. You just can't, you know, aim for the target and be up close. If you're shorter and you want to shoot close, drop your target down. Get a target that's got um, multiple bullseyes on it, multiple circles, or make your own. You know, you don't have to pay $1 and some odd cents for paper at a range. You know, just make your own. Get, like I said, get those big sheets of drawing paper from like any kind of arts and crafts store and make your own targets, or you know. But that's always good. Hey, something I think that nobody ever thinks of, and this affects our range about every 3 months. It's called lead mining. If you know what lead mining is, that's where a company comes in. And you know those projectiles you send down range? Well, they don't stay there forever. They can't stay there forever because what ends up happening is since we use rubber, I don't know, it's like feet of rubber back there. It's just like chewed up tires or whatever they use. And it captures the bullet. It goes in, and of course it pushes in, and technically the rubber comes around and grabs the bullet and keeps it from coming back out again. But after a while of shooting, if you look downrange, it's not black anymore. It's almost like silver and gold and black and stuff like that. What that is that's all the bullets that have been shot. Well, we have to have a company come in, and they have these machines. They're like little conveyor belts, and we shut down one side of the range, and they actually scoop all that rubber that's back there. They scoop it into this machine. It goes up, you know. And if you ever seen the gold mining shows on the History Channel or Discovery, I think it is, maybe. It shows how they have the sleuths where all the debris goes into the conveyor, goes up and cleans it all. Basically the same thing, and it picks it up. We got a new company came in a couple weeks ago, and what did they get? This is what's amazing about this. This is why I'm telling this story. Range number 2, which is what we normally use for rifles, 22,000 pounds of lead. 22,000 pounds of lead over a 3-month period. And if you think about that little bullet about yay big going down there, that's, you know, slug's a little bit bigger, obviously. But 22,000 pounds in range 2, and in range 1, they got 17,500 pounds of lead. They scoop it up, they put them in these big totes, and the company comes in and they take the lead away and they melt it down, clean it up, and make more bullets or whatever they're going to use, you know, the lead for. But I mean, that's 39,000, almost 40,000 pounds of lead. It was pretty impressive. Our parking lot was full of these totes out there with hazardous material warning signs on it because it's lead, you know. But if you ever wondered whatever happens to your bullet, that's what's happened to your bullet. Obviously, you guys and gals all know what happens to the shell casings. They get scooped up. We put them also in totes, and company comes, and the boss makes money. It helps defray the cost. I've probably told this story before, but we had a real nice couple come in, and I got a call from, because I'm mic'd up to the range, or the range counter, so I know what's going on. And they said, I got a couple coming in. They probably need a little bit of help. They really haven't shot before. I said, okay, that's fine. So they came in and introduced myself and got them set up and everything. And they stepped out of the booth, and they're just sitting there looking at the firearm. I said, oh, okay. I said, hey, is everything okay? Well, we really never picked up a firearm before. I says, never really have or never have? Well, the guy goes, I never have. I said, okay. All right. Obviously, I said, you have your FOID card because you're in here. Yeah, we both, we just got our FOID cards and everything. I said, okay, great, excellent. So went into the booth with them, kind of went over just real quick, basic firearms, and how to hold, how to load. What happens when your magazine is empty, your magazine release. Then we went over, don't cross your thumbs, and how to hold your firearm, your stance, and we went over aiming, which is obviously the most important, and we talked about target distancing and all that. And they started shooting, but I couldn't stay with them the whole time, obviously, because I have other people in the range, and it was semi-full, so I had to go to both back and forth between both ranges. Came back and they're doing pretty good, you know. And it's not they're not you know, the best shots in the world, but this is their first time. I says, oh, I says, do you feel more comfortable? You're happy? Everything good? And they went, yeah, I feel a little bit better. I think we'll do, you know, we'll do okay on Sunday. And I went, on Sunday, what's Sunday? And they went, we're going for a concealed carry license. And I said to them, I said, excuse me? And they go, yeah, we're signed up for the concealed carry class, and we needed to come in here to see what it was like to shoot a firearm. And I went, okay. I said, do you know what's the requirements for concealed carry? No. So we went over the different requirements and what they needed to do for shooting and stuff like that. And I felt pretty confident that she was going to have no problem. I wasn't so confident with him, and so I went over everything again, and the firearm and how to hold it. And I said to him, I said, now this is a Wednesday, and I said to him, I would suggest you come back in at least once, if not twice, before Sunday, before you take your class, and you know, shoot some more and be more familiar. Are these yours? These are not your firearms, are they? And they went, no, we rented them. I said, do you own firearms? They went, no. We're waiting to get them. We bought them on Tuesday. Okay, all right, that's cool. Are you shooting what you rented? They went, are you? Did you rent what you purchased? And they go, yes, we did. I said, okay, well that's a plus. That's a big plus. And lo and behold, they came back on Thursday, and apparently they came back on Friday, because the following week they came in. And I asked them how to go, and they said, pretty well. We're really glad that we came in and shot a couple of times. I says, you know what I'd really like you to do is come back and take a private lesson with one of our instructors, and I think you'll feel a little bit more confident. And they ended up doing that, and they were a lot better. So the moral of the story is, if you're going to go for your concealed carry, or if you're in a constitutional carry state, or if there's, you know, a state where, you know, you can carry, practice with your firearm, get proficient with your firearm, because all you're going to do is hurt you and other people if you don't. So it always amazes me, all the people that come in and go, yeah, you know, a couple of days I got my concealed carry and I've never fired before. So that's always, you know, a good story. Talked about that one. It's only early, you know, in the year, and it's well, it's April now, thank goodness. But we had some really nice weather the other day, and like whenever we have weather, we always get people that, shall we say, don't dress for the range. I had a young lady come in, and nothing against this. She had open-toed shoes, short skirt, low-cut blouse, long fingernails, and long eyelashes. Very beautiful young lady, but not dressed for the range. I saw her. We have big windows that overlook the sales floor, and I saw her coming in, and her and her boyfriend were walking toward the range, and she looked a little surprised to be there, number one, to say the least, and number two, she was definitely not dressed for the range. Thank goodness I saw her, that she was carrying a sweater with her, because even though it was nice, I was going to get cold again that night, and this was probably 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. So I'm just watching her walk across, and behind her, I'm looking over further behind one of the sales counters at my manager, and he's laughing, because he knows exactly what I'm thinking, and I'm going, oh hell no. No, this is a very bad situation. I hope she shot before. And then I thought, well, there's no way she shot before, because she wouldn't be dressed like that. So they get in, and fortunately they see that she's got open-toed shoes, so they give her these little booties that go over, so when the brass comes down, it doesn't burn your feet. So they come in, and what I thought were long nails wasn't even close to what I thought was long. They were really long. And they get in, they get set up, and I'm just standing there, and she can't even hold the firearm correct. I mean, the nails are so long she can't get her hands in it, and she's got her glasses because of her eyelashes. She's got her glasses way out, which makes a huge opening right here. And my mind finally said, "Oh hell no, no, nope, nope, nope." So I walked over and I said, "Hey guys, really, um, ma'am, you're really not dressed to shoot." She goes, I know. I didn't even know I was coming here." So I looked at her boyfriend and I went, maybe it'd be a really good idea if you called it for the evening and went and did something else. Go get a pizza, uh, go out to dinner, relax, enjoy something else, instead of shooting here tonight, and bring her back. And ma'am, when you do come, I mean, your glasses need to be tight. You need to have your fingernails need to be a little bit shorter. I have no problem, shorter fingernails, no big deal. But really long fingernails, you can't hold the firearm properly. Um, and you want a high collar because of the brass. You want closed shoes, some tennis shoes, something comfortable. I would suggest, pants, and come on back. And they said to me, they go, "Well, we paid for everything." I go, "Hold on a second." So I called my manager and I explained it to him. He says, "Yeah, no problem. Have them come out. We'll give them a full refund, and they can come back another time." I really wish the range would have, the range counter would explain this to him, but I had to. So I guess the story is kind of twofold. Is one, the range is not a fashion show, even though we don't mind it, to be honest with you. Uh, it's always nice to have good-looking young ladies or older ladies come in, but dress for the part. We appreciate that. And guys and gals, don't surprise the person that you're with the fact that, hey, we're going to the range today. Let them know ahead of time so they can they can dress for it, and when you're taking somebody to the range, explain to them the clothes that they should wear when they go to the range. It happens whenever the weather gets better, whenever it's nice. People, they're tired of wearing their winter clothes, and they come to the range in summer clothes, and they should have worn something totally different. My last story, I call this the brass, BRASS, Asker, ASKER. It's always a guy that is shooting, and he's paying more attention to everybody else around him, and he's looking down, and he's looking down over here. And girls, again, you're exempt from this because you don't do this. You don't want this. These are guys that are more interested in getting your brass than shooting themselves. They're normally good shooters, so they don't need to shoot a lot. They're just there to shoot, a few rounds, but they're really there to fill their bag up with brass. And I constantly have to tell these guys, you can take your brass. That's fine. That's no problem. But you really can't go to other people and say, "Hey, are you taking your brass? Can I have it?" And of course, what's the person going to say that doesn't take it? Yeah, sure, that's fine. But I constantly have to remind people that no, you can't have their brass. You can have your brass. And I know you guys and gals are wondering, well, what's the difference? Well, there's a fair amount of money made by ranges for recycling the brass. Matter of fact, there's some ranges that don't even allow you to shoot anything but brass. You can't come in with steel. You can't come in with aluminum. You can't come in with a, a copper brass alloy. You have to shoot brass only because, and I think I've talked about this before, brass is like $1.50 a pound. If you mix metals, you're going way down. I mean, you could go down as far as 40 cents a pound. And ranges don't want that. They don't want to waste time separating. I mean, they will if they get somebody in there that they missed, and it's their RSO's job to stop them from shooting non-brass bullets. But we get these guys all the time, and that's what they're there for. They're there for the brass because they know what they can do. They can turn that in, and then their ammo costs for them go down because they're getting money from the recyclers. So we always get the brass asker come in, and you have to explain to them why you can't and why they can't take the squeegee and go way out and drag stuff back and fill their bag up, and they're leaving heavier than when they came in. Most people, when they leave the range, their bags are a lot lighter. Not these guys. These guys, their bags are a lot heavier. So, well, that's it. That's just some of the range stories that we run into. Not super exciting ones, not crazy ones this time. Next time we do this, though, I will tell you a story, a little teaser for next time. Tell you about the legally blind gentleman that came in and shot at the range, which was very interesting. I may have told that story before, though. I'll have to check back, but it's always a good story. He actually has come in several times, real nice guy. But that's about it. So that's stories from the range for your range tip of this week. And as always, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you very much. Subscribers, please pass this on to everybody that you know, so I can get we can get more subscribers. And always make a comment. I don't care if, it's a thumbs up comment or, hey, this one sucked. Try again. How about better stories? And hey, what about this? Well, you talked about making this video. Well, the weather's changing. We're finally out from underneath the snow here in the Midwest, and the weather's warming up, so we'll be getting more of those food videos and stove videos and stuff like that. So subscribers, thank you. If you're not a subscriber, please do, and hit that like button so my analytics go way up. So as we always end our video, right, Lil? How we always end our video is always be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you're at. Pumping gas, picking up food, on vacation, at work, at home in your backyard. Always have enough food for shelter in place, whether it's pandemic related snowstorms, tornadoes, or whatever. And prep like your life depends on it, because we all know the better you prep, the better you got a chance of staying alive. So thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Take care.